Hello, and welcome to the FM podcast. I'm Jen Fritz, and I run Fritz Media, a music publicity and digital marketing firm located in Vancouver, Canada. And this is episode number 40 of the podcast. So the topic on this week's show is honoring the past. And joining me on the show are musicians Ndidi and Trish Klein, who recently joined forces to create the musical project, The Blue and Gold. Now, The Blue and Gold is a musical collaboration which celebrates the musical artistry and legacy of pioneering female blues musicians. And their self-titled debut album, which just came out on April 29th, is a musical homage to the profound influence of Black female artists on 20th century country and blues traditions and on the evolution of all modern music. The album contains 11 songs recorded with authenticity, soulfulness, and grit, including reinterpretations of the works of pioneering female artists like Memphis Minnie, Mamie Forehand, Sister Rosetta Tharpe, and many others, as well as one song by the legendary Indigenous songwriter Buffy Sainte-Marie. We had a great chat about how the project came to be and why it's important to shine a light on these artists. And let me tell you, this was such a good conversation. I really enjoyed it, and I think you're going to enjoy it too. So strap in. It's going to be a good one, let me tell you. And just a quick note that this episode is the final episode for season 3. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break, but I'll be back soon with more music industry wisdom for you. Just check out our socials and we'll keep you updated there. And now, without further ado, here's my conversation with Ndidi and Trish Klein. Well, hello, ladies. How are you guys doing today?
Hi, I'm good. This is Trish.
Hello, Trish.
Hi, I'm Ndidi.
So nice to have both of you on today. This is actually only the second episode that I've done interviewing two people, so Godspeed to all of us for this interview. I'm sure it's going to be fine, but I thought maybe I should just have a little disclaimer at the beginning in case stuff goes off the rails. So the topic of today's show is honoring the past, and I wanted to talk to the both of you because you just released a new album as a duo. The duo is called The Blue and Gold, and the album is also called The Blue and Gold. And The Blue and Gold is a musical collaboration which celebrates the musical artistry and legacy of pioneering Black musicians. Ndidi, I'll start with you. How did the idea of The Blue and Gold come to be?
That is actually Trish. Trish was the woman with the idea, and she approached me. Trish and I have known each other for a very long time. We met in Paris many, many moons ago, and we were like, we should work together one day. That'd be amazing. But nothing ever sort of came about that. And then fast forward to, was it 2018?
Yeah, it might have been 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
We were at Ask Luigi, I think. Is that and we were there for.
Yeah. Ask for Luigi,
and we were eating pasta breakfast. It was great, talking about life. And Trish was like, oh, starting to do this project. Would you be interested? It would be covering songs by early 20th century blues artists, specifically women that pioneered particular guitar styles, like country blues guitar styles. And I said, absolutely, it's totally my wheelhouse. And then promptly forgot about it until it just started happening, until like pandemic days happened. Trish was like, are you ready to go ahead and do this project? And I was like, absolutely. So that's how it came about. This was not my brainchild. It was Trish's brainchild.
That was it in a nutshell. I got a Canada Council grant, and it was to do research on early blues music or early female roots and blues traditional music. And then while I was doing it, I was like, wow, so many of these early like blues musicians are like these women who were like these Black women who were just incredible and really pioneered so much music that translates into how really 20th century music evolved, like country music, blues music, which really fed into soul music, R&B music. Everything really kind of goes back to these early roots. And it kind of branches off into these different sort of genre variants. But I wanted to honor that music, and I really thought that Ndidi would be the right person to do that with, because we're just like in alignment about our passion for this type of early blues music in particular. So I reached out to her, and then basically the pandemic made it possible because we both would have been too busy to do it otherwise, I think.
Yeah.
Like quite likely would have been very difficult to pull it off. But we had the downtime to do it and to focus on it. And actually, it was a really, I think for both of us, it filled a real need in our lives during that time. It was a really hard time. And it was something that gave us both meaning and purpose in our days, something rewarding, something to look forward to doing. So
that's great.
How it happened. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the pandemic provided a nice creative space for a lot of people because there was that time to do things, right?
Yeah.
You just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. But I also do agree that the pandemic was a very pressurized time for creatives. Like we all felt like we had to do something.
Yes.
That was the beauty of this project, is because it's so much in my wheelhouse, and in the modern music I make, I do channel from these women from this earth. And so it was a very seamless and joyful process, and it felt like there was no pressure.
Yeah.
There was no pressure in the process, which I think was really beneficial because I had a bunch of other creative stuff that I was trying to do, and I just was like, ugh, dealing with too much trauma for being in a pandemic and constantly like, worrying about other humans that I was just like burning out.
Yeah.
And felt like, because everywhere online, people are like, I learned how to make sourdough. It's like, what? Like, this is what we're doing? Like so many random things that suddenly we all do this now, and we all make sourdough, and we're all doing art. We're all artists, and we're all doing projects. I wrote 5 books. It's like, who? What? And so this project was really joyful in the sense that it was like, this feels like home. I'm not stressed out about it. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I don't have to quantify my existence as an artist. I don't need to be so busy, but I have something that does provide a bit of focus and activity.
Yeah, fair enough. That's a good point too, because there was and I think still is that element of I have to be doing something when maybe we should have just been concentrating on the fact that we are dealing with a very traumatic event. So
exactly.
it's a hard time for all of us.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but today they announced this year's inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and Elizabeth Cotten was
it's about time.
listed.
Oh, finally. Oh my God. That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she basically is considered the inventor of what they call the Piedmont style blues guitar playing, or fingerstyle. We call fingerstyle blues guitar, country blues guitar. She basically is the origin of all of that. And it's crazy. She had a crazy life story because she wrote all these songs that became classic, wheelhouse songs of the, the American songbook, traditional like trad songs.
Bob Dylan.
And then she disappeared, and she did nothing because she couldn't afford to continue or pursue a career as a woman in music during that era. And she was discovered by the Seeger family when she just picked up a guitar one day and started playing. She was their maid.
Wow.
And she was in her 50s, and she'd actually stopped. She'd retired from doing music for like 20 years. The Seeger family were like, found out that she's this phenomenal guitarist. And she actually played she was left-handed, but she'd play like a guitar that was strung for a normal guitar player. So she'd literally just play it upside down. So with the bass strings on the top, but she wouldn't restring it. She just flipped it over.
Oh, wow.
And played it that way. So she had the high strings on the bottom, the bass strings on the top, and that's how she played.
Wow.
Her finger picking is incredible.
And you guys cover a song of hers on your new album as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't play it upside down.
No. I don't imagine.
It's also a song that Bob Dylan did back in the day, and obviously didn't pay her. Like classic white dudes being classic, stealing from black women. Classic maneuvers. But it's great that that's actually happening.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more of that happen.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I'm sure that that's a big reason why you made this album in the first place, was to give these women the recognition that they do deserve. I mean, it's sad to think about how many people we haven't heard of who are making music like Elizabeth, who was, just gave up, and because, people are taking her songs and she's not going to get the recognition, and she's just a maid, and someone discovers it.
There's another woman who's on par with Elizabeth Cotten named Etta Baker, and she's from the same era as Elizabeth Cotten, and she's also considered her and Elizabeth Cotten are considered like two of the foundational people of that hill country blues sound.
Yeah.
That Etta Baker didn't do as much writing, but she did a lot of interpretation, and she did write some, and she didn't sing, so she was more just a pure guitar player. It's just phenomenal guitar player also.
Amazing. I imagine like your reasoning behind doing this project is to shine a light on the artists, also to introduce probably the artists and this music to a bunch of people. And Ndidi, I know that on the Song of Elizabeth Cotton's that you covered, you added a little bit to it. How much of that do you tend to do when you're reworking these songs?
I almost never do that. I actually never do that. But in this case, we just made a decision to, maybe try and write a final verse to it, because in her original performance of it, she just repeats one.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I wrote, the last verses from my own mind, but I feel like it works in alignment with what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But normally I just wouldn't touch it. Normally I wouldn't. But in this case, there was space for it. So we went for it.
In terms of the tradition, when you look at early traditional music, early roots music like that, this is something that was very, very common in that era. As people would cover each other's songs and change a verse or add a verse here and there. It was a much more organic way of doing music than we consider today. People constantly, just rework each other's songs and play around with them. And so you hear a lot of different variations, for example, of Elizabeth Cotton songs, Freight Train and Baby Ain't Alive. I've often heard people throw a verse from a different song in there, that has a similar, chord structure. People just borrowed verses from different songs, and it was a bit more ad hoc with things. So
yeah,
in a way, that's our sort of homage to that tradition as well. It's we put a little bit of your own thing into something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how things evolve, and how music is an organic and oral tradition, and it sort of.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's especially you're just kind of adding on to it, and from somebody in this world giving something to someone from that world. It's quite powerful.
And I think it's a beautiful verse too. I think it's a powerful verse. I really like what Ndidi wrote and the meaning it has, and I think it'll help. I think it'll move people.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody should listen to it, please. You both have your own solo music careers outside of this. You're both very busy women, and Trish, you're a music supervisor as well as a musician, doing so many different things. How are both of you? Maybe Ndidi, I'll start with you. How are you at balancing all of the things that you're doing these days?
I mean, I don't know. I just don't think about it in terms of balancing. We got a schedule. It's written down. I know what days I need to be where. I know what days I need to be focusing on what. And I just show up. And I mean, I've been that way for everything in my life. I don't really know. I'm like, I guess this is where I go. This is what I'm doing now. Okay. I mean, it's really, I don't know if balance in creativity is a real possibility. I think you just need to be able to shift focus.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just shifting focus. And that's just what I do.
Yeah.
And pick my times when I put all my focus in one basket, and then I take it out of that basket, put in the other one if that's something else I got to do the next day. I don't know if it's very balanced, but I try.
Yeah, I think that's most artists, right? Just you go from week to week, day to day. This is what I have to do now. Exactly. This is what I have to do next. Trish, how about you? You're in Toronto right now at Hot Docs. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm at Hot Docs. I work with film composers. Yeah, I guess in a way, I have a similar mindset. I don't actually think about balance. I just think about these are the things I'm doing, and gotta try and do it all.
Yeah.
But you know what? That said, I try and spend as much time in nature as possible. That's my medicine. So whenever I'm not working and doing music and doing my job, whenever possible, I'm hanging out at the ocean, or I'm in the forest, or I'm, finding ways to connect with nature, and that's what gives me. I guess some balance.
Yeah, that's very important. That's why I live in Vancouver. So it's so nice to have that. Yeah. If I don't have that, it affects my my mental health immensely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Try and visit the ocean every day, or go in the forest, or yeah.
Yeah. I'm just going to just kind of get us to wrap things up just a little bit here, but you guys, we've talked about how you cover so many different artists on the album, from Elizabeth Cotton, who we mentioned, to Memphis Minnie, to Sister Rosetta Tharpe. I know it's hard to pick, but if you had to, what would you each say is your favorite track on the album? Or maybe there's just one that has more meaning over the other.
I don't know.
You can do it.
Oh my goodness.
It's very hard.
That's too hard. That's so hard. You go first, Ndidi.
It's very, very hard. They're all really potent and powerful, but I think the one that has maybe the strongest, most relevant current messaging would be Codyne by Buffy Sainte-Marie. I think that might be my favorite. It's very potent, especially being in Vancouver, where the opioid crisis is just out of control. And, it's maybe that one. Today. That's my answer for today, but tomorrow could be totally different.
I guess I might have to say When the Levee Breaks. I have to say, as a guitar player, one of my first musical loves was Led Zeppelin. And, I basically fell in love with Led Zeppelin when I was 13, 14. And I was obsessed with When the Levee Breaks. That's one of their, most powerful songs. I had no idea that song was written by a Black woman, It took me probably 20 years to know that. When I found that out, it blew my mind, I really like that we're really trying to do a more true and authentic version of that song. So bringing it back to the roots and trying to do a powerful version that's more true to the original. Yeah, I really like our version of it. So
amazing.
Yeah.
It must have been hard to choose the songs that you were going to do on the album. Are there plans to continue? Do you want to make, a second album, a third album as the Blue and Gold?
Yes.
I mean, there's definitely other songs we could do. There's lots of other songs we could do.
Tons of other songs, so we could also write some. There's a lot of options. I would love to do another Blue and Gold album, but we'll just take it as it comes. Basically,
there's definitely enough. There's enough material out there for sure.
There's more than enough material to do multiple albums. But
I actually already want to do some more songs just for our live show.
Yeah.
Because right now with the live show we have just the album content, but we're talking about doing some more. Maybe do a Nina Simone song,
Big Mama Thornton.
Big Mama Thornton song, Big Mama Thornton.
Ooh.
Roadhound Dog.
Who made that famous? Elvis.
White man, boo.
Show Ball and Chain. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We got a bunch of shows coming up. We got a great band.
Mm-hmm.
So
you got lots going on. Maybe before we go here, I want to maybe just get into a little bit about the legacy of white men stealing from these artists. I mean, we all know the story. We all know it. There are some that, say the Rolling Stones that will say that they, tried to prop and try to help.
But they paid.
Yeah.
They paid. They actually paid these people. They paid these people back then. Keith Richards, I will give him this. He was very adamant about recognizing. So every Black blues artist they took from is accredited on their albums from the start. From the start, he was like, this is the music I love. This is who's inspiring how I play. I might have taken this riff. We're crediting them. And he was the only one. They were the only one from that whole scene. And Zeppelin, Eric Clapton, the Bloody Beatles were all taking from African-American artists at the time. We're all taking from them and not giving them any ounce of credit, because it still goes on today. You think of the Amy Winehouse. People are like, oh my God, second coming of who knows, whatever. But you compare it to African-American artists that sound better, like Jasmine Sullivan. She's a bloody amazing R&B singer.
Yeah.
Is known now, but it took a really long time for her to get the recognition that she should have gotten way back then. She has literally 10 records, 10 albums to her name.
And now you're just hearing about her. Yeah, exactly.
And it's the I call it the Adele phenomena. It's like the blue-eyed soul. It's so much more palatable, apparently, to the white audience. Whereas, it's expected for Black artists. It's expected for me to do music like that. It's interesting. Even in this project, the response from people that know my other work are like, oh my God, I love this new sound. It's so great for you. And my brain is like, I don't have the time to teach you the microaggression that you just pulled on me right then. And B, Of course it is, because it fits into your white narrative of what a Black singer should sound like, what kind of styling a Black person should do. And so it's really infuriating that these women were stolen from by these white men that just commodified it and sold it and were able to sell it at a higher scale without paying these people properly, without bringing them up. It's like, why do you have to do it? Why don't you just bring this person up and let them perform, or have them open for you, or just, but that's not the mentality. And it's still not the mentality today.
No, it isn't.
Like, think of all the white rappers that are getting so famous off of a style of music that is very, very much rooted in African American culture.
Yeah.
It's not just white. It's like all other cultures are rapping now. But are they bringing up the Black artists that they've taken this entire vibe from? No.
It's true.
They might shout them out like Macklemore, but they're not bringing them up, which is what you need to be doing. You need to step out. Why do you have to do this music? I get that you love it, but maybe just like bring the Black people you're stealing from up, because for a lot of African Americans, they have two options in their life: to either be some kind of successful musician, like rapper, R&B singer, or be a professional sports person.
Yeah.
And it's like there aren't a lot of options or encouragement. It's like always be a commodity that white men can profit off of. That's what you're basically taught to be. And some,
and you fit into the box. You have to fit into the box too. Yeah.
And it sucks that even by doing music that is very much rooted in my ancestry, like this is what people are like, oh, we love it so much than the original stuff I do. That's like, that fucking sucks. I like to experiment I'm doing what these women did back then.
Yes.
Creating of my own volition. But because when I created my own volition doesn't fit and I don't sound like what you stereotypically think a Black woman should sound like in music, I'm not doing a Black genre necessarily. It's like, there's been the story of my whole career, constantly battling white people to allow me the space to be the artist I've decided I want to be, to create sounds how I want to create them, to manifest music how I want to do it, of my own autonomy, not because I'm trying to fit in what you deem is necessary for Black people to fit in. It's been to my detriment. I mean, maybe I could have been further along in my career had I played by some games, but I am where I am.
Yeah.
Doing what I'm doing. But it just sucks that even in this project, what we're doing is so powerful and honoring these women. Just some of the response has been just this weird microaggression. And I'm talking about it on the podcast because I don't have the energy when somebody comes to me after I've just performed to be like, yeah, you do know that that's messed up what you're saying to me, right? Like do you understand what microaggression is? That's what you did. Maybe look at your own bias and your own stereotypes in your brain before you just approach me and say this stuff. You can say, that was awesome. I love what you guys are doing. But it's like, I love this for you. In a really weird way.
Yeah, you're being...
That's what's happened. It's not like you and me, Trish. It's like you, Black lady, doing Black lady. You're being a Black lady now. I love that. You're fitting into what I expect you to fit into.
No,
thank you.
It's true. And you bring up a valid point. There are like many white people like myself have this idea of how we want Black music to sound. And it's important to examine that, people, please.
I mean, if you even look at who won the Grammy for Album of the Year, John Baptiste. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a super fan of his music, but I listened to the album and it's good. Like he's a very talented musician. But what he made that got him that Grammy was very stereotypical, like, freedom, I'm a Black person singing about freedom.
Totally.
Don't you feel good? Yeah. Don't you feel good? Black people make you feel good. Yeah. And that's what he's doing like that. It's good. Like he's good. He's good. But it's very much like blackity black, I'm doing what you expect me to do. I'm shucking and jiving. Don't you feel good? You're listening to this music. You feel like you're down in a dirty club. Yeah. Like it's just very specific. And of course, the white people are like, yes, that's what we want.
Yeah.
He fit a narrative and he looks good. And so, the industry backed it. Whereas more experimental artists, it's like impossible.
It's true. Well, at the Grammys this year, also, the reggae album was won by a bunch of white people.
Oh, man, the Grammys are so irrelevant. Like, so...
White guys, like, what? Are you actually legit kid? And I just feel like that's why maybe they're like, well, we can let that slide because this. Like, it's just obnoxious. The whole thing is a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, the Grammys are just, it's just garbage. It's all manipulated behind the scenes. The rooms are ridiculous. It's just like friends bigging up friends. It's just a mess.
Well, that's the whole music industry, isn't it?
Yes, very much so. That's totally true.
All right. Well, on that note,
cheerful.
Oh
let's go back to cheerful. Maybe now is probably a good time to head on over to our fresh content segment. Every week on the show, we discuss our favorite piece of music content for the week. We always like to start with the guest. So, Ndidi, what have you got for us?
Well, this is not fresh, but I recently just went back down. I was telling Trish at this show that we played last Saturday, I've just gotten to a Metallica hole.
Oh, I love it.
And so that's what I've been really listening to, is a lot of Metallica right now. And watching them live, it's really, I gotta say, like, it's, a lot of it is blues. You know, that's metal is really just blues amplified.
Yeah.
But James was very good at singing on key, at a pace, while playing the opposite melodies on his guitar, which is really hard. And I've, while the band is like a hot mess in terms of, if you have watched the documentary, you're like, yo, none of you came out looking good in this situation.
Dude,
why did you even agree to this situation? Like, but they were so talented. Lars is just ridiculous, but they're so talented. And the music is great. Like, I just walking down the street singing Nothing Else Matters. I mean, I have a bunch of songs. My favorite, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm basically recommending people just listen to Metallica right now.
I love that you're recommending Metallica. This is the greatest.
I really think that like hardcore and death metal and stuff is really making a big comeback right now. Like this friend of mine's boyfriend's touring with Cannibal Corpse, and apparently every show is like sold out. Like, people are just like hungry for the death metal.
Well, it's because it's aggression. It's like it's funneled aggression rooted in, you know, if you listen to the riffs are actually, a lot of them are blues riffs.
Yeah.
But again, they're played out of sequence and like things are happening. But it's very much, metal is like old blues to me, in that it's protest music in a way. And so you're able to funnel this aggression and the pain and the anger that we all rightfully feel at the way this world is going. And you can just get it out of your body, because that anger sitting in your system is not healthy. So you've got to get it out. And there are multiple ways. You can do it through meditation. You can do it through exercise. You can also do it through listening to metal, which is maybe why I'm like in a Metallica hole, because I just have such rage coursing through my veins. I'm like, this makes me feel like I walk faster. I'm pumping my arms. I'm like, yes, you know, Master of Puppets. Just like the guitar melodies are amazing. Like the intro of, I think it's Master of Puppets. They just, these guitar melodies come in on top of each other. And I'm like, this isn't brilliant. Like, nobody does this anymore. Nobody's just playing with sound like this anymore. So that's why I don't generally listen to anything new, because I find most new music to be very uninteresting. And this is me being lofty. I mean, there are a lot of new artists here in Canada that are my friends that are trying and pushing boundaries that I love. So I listen to their stuff when I can. But in general, I'm just like, ugh. I'd like to, at least people tried stuff in the 80s, the 70s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. People were trying. They were experimenting and just going for it. And there was a respect for music.
Yeah.
Up until I'd say the mid to late 90s. Yeah, because trip hop was there and that was a cool time. Like, I'd say by 2010, we started treating music like toilet paper. That's when the Spotify guys started getting really rich off of everybody else's creativity. A dude that's never made a single shred of music in his life, commodifying and becoming a billionaire off of everybody else's work.
They did.
It's so infuriating. Hence me listening to Metallica, because they were fighting against the streaming from the very beginning. Remember with Napster, and like they sued Napster? I was like, and all of us were like, oh, they're just these crusty old men. It's like, no, these crusty old men were right, because we are all suffering for this.
We're all fucked now.
And they didn't have to sue. They were rich as shit. Pardon me for swearing, but they're rich back then. They didn't need to even get involved or bothered. But they're like, no, you're not going to take our money, our work, and just give it away for free. We didn't give you permission for that. And so I respect the fight as someone that's seeing the fallout. And they were like, this is going to end badly for everybody. And everybody was like, no, shut up, Metallica. And they were right.
Metallica.
Lars, James, you were right. If you happen to be listening to this random person says, I didn't appreciate you in that fight then. I appreciate you now. And thank you for trying.
The last album I got really into was actually Hosier, Wasteland.
Really? That guy?
And Ndidi's like, what?
I love Hosier. I fucking love Hosier.
Really?
He's like an Irish bard poet. He's like a...
Oh, give me a break.
No, Hosier is awesome. What are you guys talking about?
I don't think he's awesome. He's okay. He's a solid okay.
I love that
he wishes he was a black man more than anything. I'm sad.
I love that he put Mavis Staples on his album. And I think he's got that Irish soul, man. That's what I think.
Because he wishes he was a black man. He's just a white Irish dude pretending he's a black man. Period. That's what he's doing. And I'm like, whatever. Okay. But his songs are not that awesome.
Well,
I think he's really good.
I'm going to respect you, but I don't agree. Guys? I solidly don't agree. He's got one song I'm okay with, I think, that I like.
Music's subjective, everyone. It's okay.
But he's just like so cheesy.
Yeah.
He's so cheesy.
I'm into him. I'm into it. Maybe it's my Irish roots resonate with that. I'm also listening to Bascom Lamar, who's like a banjo player.
Who's that?
Just a banjo player. Summer of Soul. I'm really into the Summer of Soul soundtrack.
I love that soundtrack. That documentary. I recommended it a couple weeks ago. So good.
Won an Oscar.
So good. Still mad that Questlove got his moment. Just kind of.
Thanks, Will Smith.
Yeah, like thanks, guy.
Like you ruined another black man's like moment for like something he did that was such a labor of love, and it was great, and then you just come in and ruin it.
Oh, so horrible. Yeah,
the whole thing was a mess. But also his punishment is stupid.
Yeah. It's
like you let Harvey Weinstein, Woody Allen, Roman Polanski just cruise around, yet he's banned for 10 years. What?
Yeah, for
not cool. Yeah. It's because he's a black dude. Like we see it. We see what you're doing.
And Dua Lipa. I like Dua Lipa.
I like Dua Lipa.
Really?
I'm down with Dua Lipa.
I'm down with some Dua Lipa.
But she's
Ndidi's like, what's wrong with you, ladies?
So basic. She's so basic.
I know. I'm a basic bitch when it comes to pop songs.
No, but I don't think she's that good of a singer. Whereas like women like SZA and Normani are like. And I don't think they're the most amazing singers, but I do think they have more character and interesting tonalities to their voice than Dua Lipa, but they don't get nearly the same amount of success as her.
I will agree with that.
And that is irritating to me. I think that's what it is. I'd be fine if she was like put in the right place where she should be, which is in the mediocre crew.
But,
she's got some good songs.
I mean,
good hooks.
I mean, she didn't write them. And one of the people she writes with, I can't stand. I know them, and they are really tacky.
All right. Well, I hope that I can't wait for Ndidi to rag on my fresh content, which is coming up now, everybody.
No. What is your fresh content? Just tell me. Songs.
I'm worried because it's basic, but I don't care. So my fresh content for the week is the latest single and video from Florence and the Machine, which is called Free. And
I don't mind her.
Oh, that's good. Thank God. It's a good song and it's a great video. The video features the actor Bill Nighy, who I love.
Really?
Yeah, and it's so good. And in fact, every single that she's dropped off her new album, which is coming out next week, has been amazing.
I like the Heaven one.
Oh, that one's good.
I think I like that, and that video is interesting because it's got all those modern dancers.
Yeah, and I like King, which came out in February. That song makes me cry for reasons I don't understand, but that's music. So
I have to check it out. Yeah, I like her.
Yeah, definitely. You should check all of those out. But the new one called Free, the song and video are great. I'll link to that and to Hozier and to
Metallica.
and Metallica.
Look at this wide range. Metallica, Hozier, Florence and the Machine.
We'll link to all.
Summer of Soul.
We got it all. We'll link to all of that in the show notes. And that about does it for us. Before we go though, anything that either one of you want to plug? Trish?
Yeah, get our album, man.
Yeah. Download it on those streaming services.
Go to the iTunes.
Yeah, and buy it.
Get it and buy
Purchase it.
And we're going to be playing at Jazz Fest Vancouver and Hillside, Ontario, and we'll be in Winnipeg for the Winnipeg Folk Fest.
Yes, we'll be playing the Vancouver Jazz Festival, then the Winnipeg Folk Festival, then we'll be playing Harrison Hot Springs for their Harrison whatever festival. Then we're going to be playing the Hillside Music Festival in Guelph.
Yeah.
And then I'll be playing a show in Trail, BC. And then we'll be playing the Salmon Arm Roots and Blues Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a busy summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty busy.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks so much and have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, you guys. See you soon. Ciao.
Oh, that was such a great talk. I really hope you liked it. And thanks again to Trish and Ndidi for coming on the show. Thanks so much for listening to the FM podcast. If you like the show, please tell your friends and give us a rating and review in Apple Podcasts. It really helps out the show. It helps people find it. And, you can also help us out by telling a friend about the podcast or maybe even posting about how much you like it on social media. Whatever you can do, we'd really appreciate it. The FM podcast is produced by Fritz Media with production assistance from Carla J. If you want to learn more about Fritz Media, check out our website at fritzmedia.ca. And you can follow us on Facebook, we're at Fritz Media, and on Instagram and Twitter at Fritz_media. And if you want to learn more about the podcast, go to the fmpodcast.com. And a big thank you, as always, to Said the Whale for providing the theme music for the show, and you can find them at saidthewhale.com. Okay, so we're going to go out with our song of the week this week, which, of course, is going to be from the Blue and Gold. Now, this is a track we were talking about during the conversation. I don't even think we said the name of the song, which, good job for me. Great interview skills I have. But this is the song from Elizabeth Cotten that we were talking about. It's called Babe, It Ain't No Lie.
One old woman, Lord, in this town keeps a telling her lies on me. Wish to my soul that woman would die. Keeps a telling her lies on me. Oh, baby, ain't no lie. Oh, baby, ain't no lie. Oh, baby, ain't no lie. No, this life I'm living is very high. Been all around this whole round world, Lord, I just got back today. Work all the week, honey, and I give it all to you. Honey, baby, what more can I do? Oh, baby, ain't no lie. Oh, baby, ain't no lie. Oh, baby, ain't no lie. No, this life I'm living is very high. My soul